In the last lecture, we have seen the channel capacity, how to calculate the channel capacity in the for the noiseless channel as well as the noisy channel. Okay. So we have also gone through the formula of the Nyquist as well as the Shannon formula. The last one of the last numerical based on this up to this point we have discussed. Now one more problem we have to solve and we have to move for the next topic, that is transmission medium. So solve this problem. It is very simple problem is that we have a channel with 1 megahertz bandwidth. The SNR for the channel is 63. What are the appropriate bit rate and signal level? So here you have to find out two unknown parameters. First is bit rate, second one is the signal level. And it is a noisy channel because SNR is given. So anyone solve it? First you have to find out the bit rate, then we have go for the signal level. Bit rate is find out from the Shannon formula and signal level has been found out from the Nyquist formula. So this is a uses of both kind of the concept in a single problem. So it is very important one. Anyone? Any response? What is the formula for finding out the bit rate? Now we have to see the solution. This the C is equal to B log 2. Answer has came. Monali Bhangre 6 Mbps. This is the correct answer. So you have to see again those who have not solved. Shannon formula when we apply B log 2 1 plus SNR. SNR is given 63. It is very simple. Log 2 base 2 64. So it would be to the power 6. So there is a 6 Mbps is the answer for the bit rate. Now we have to find out the signal level. So if you would be proceed the problem with the same bit rate, then it is difficult to find out the signal levels. It would become in decimal value. So to get an integer value, we have to be either decrease or increase the bit rate. For that purpose, you have to see same problem is continue. The Shannon formula gives us 6 Mbps bit rate. The upper limit for better performance, you choose lower 4 Mbps as an example. And after that, if you apply the Nyquist formula, you would be get okay. B is equal to or bit rate is equal to twice of bandwidth into log base 2 number of signal levels. So 2 into the bandwidth is 1 megahertz already given in the problem. So you can easily find out the levels are 4. Okay, but if instead of you will be take some other value, then it would be some problem. So this is the way that the number of signal level would be in the multiple of 2 or to the power n. Okay. Now, is it clear? Okay. Now we have to move for the next topic, that is, before that one note is that the Shannon capacity gives us upper limit and Nyquist formula tells us how many signal levels we need. Now the next topic is transmission medium. So what do you mean by the transmission medium? The medium which is used to transmission of the either analog or digital signals. So here a transmission medium can be broadly defined as anything that carries the information from a source to a destination. So this is the way that information could be transmitted. So there is a sender that is actually available in the physical layer of the OSI module, and then it would be passed through some media, either it is a wired media or wireless media. Here it is shown as a cable or air, and the receiver is another person or system which is present in the another physical layer. So in this way, this is the communication would be completed with the means of this transmission media. So what is the example of a transmission media? For example, two people having a dinner conversation in is the air. The media of conversation is basically a air. Okay. So here air can be used as a to convey the message between the two persons. Now we have to see the classification of the transmission media. So you can broadly classify the transmission media into two different categories. First is guided media, and second one is the unguided media. So guided media means it is passing through some physical media like wired media. So here there is a three further subcategory of the wired media are twisted pair cable, coaxial cable, and fiber optic cable. Similarly, when you go for the other category, unguided media or wireless media, there is a free space for the communication. There you can use a microwave, infrared, or light wave. There are different other ways are possible. We have to be seen in detail in the further session. Now, one by one we have to move. So first of all, we have to see the guided transmission media. So what is the guided transmission media? Anyone has any idea? Anyone can reply. Now I think it is picture is little bit clear from that particular classification. Okay. See, guided media, which are those that provide a conduit from one device to another, or medium for one device to another, included the twisted pair cable, coaxial cable, or the fiber optic cable. These are the three basic popular methods used in the guided transmission media. A signal traveling along any of these media is directed and contained by the physical limits of the medium. Twisted pair cable and coaxial cable are using the metallic conductors like copper wire that accept and transport the signals in the form of electric current. And optical fiber is a cable that accepts the and transport the signal in terms of light. This is the basic difference between these three guided media are. So twisted pair cable and coaxial cable using the similar kind of the copper wire, and fiber optic cable would be use a light for the transmission of the signal. Now we have to see one by one. Twisted pair cable. So what is a twisted pair cable? Anyone has any idea regarding the twisted pair cable or any application where you have seen the uses of the twisted pair cable in your daily life? Anyone? In telephone networks, in older or landline telephone networks, we use the twisted pair cables. The wiring we have done from the a pole to the particular household connection, there is a twisted pair cable has been used. Or you can see the workhorse for the communication in within a building or LAN communication. So LAN cable is nothing but a twisted pair cable. Okay, so these are the some examples or applications you can say for the twisted pair cable. So what is a twisted pair cable? A twisted pair cable consists of two conductors, normally a copper, each with its own plastic insulation and twisted together. If you see the structure of the twisted pair cable, it is the two cables has been twisted together with the plastic insulation. So one of the wires is used to carry the signals to the receiver, and the other is used only as a ground signal or reference signal. And the receiver uses the difference between of the two signals, and that would be accept the signal. Okay. So this is a very simple way of communication. This is traditional way of communication through the twisted pair cable. In addition to the signal sent by the sender on one of the wires, there is a lot of chances of introducing the noises or interference and the crosstalk where the signal has been transmitted through the twisted pair cable from sender to the receiver side. So this is one of the major issues with the twisted pair cable because it is very much prone to the interferences in the past. So these are the diagrams or some pictures that would be made idea clear that which cable is considered as a twisted pair cable. Here you can see there is a two cable which is twisted with each other together, and if you have to say, this is the outer surface is the plastic insulation and inner surface is nothing but a copper wire. So this is your copper wire. This is the conductor which would be carry the signal. So one of the copper is carrying the signal, another is used for the ground or the reference. Okay, and both wire has been be insulated by means of the plastic or any other insulator. If you have to be broadly go for the classification of the twisted pair cable, so you can see there is a two classification, UTP and STP. Okay, so what is the UTP? Unshielded twisted pair cable, and STP is shielded twisted pair cable. You can see here basic difference. This is the outer covering plastic. You have to see the two wires, that is copper. You have the conductor and it is insulated by a insulating material, that is the plastic. There is no other kind of shielding there. That's why it is called the unshielded twisted pair cable. But if you see in the second picture, so there is above the plastic insulation, there is one more covering is there, that is made up from the metal braid or metal shield. Okay, so this is the provide the extra security, you can say, or it would be protected the wire from the damage due to any reason. Okay, so this is the basic difference, but the purpose is same. So you can also go for the detail of this. It is your task that you have to find out the detailing of the UTP and STP. When you have to write the answers in the examination based on these questions, you have to be explained in very much detail. I have given just a little bit of your idea. Okay, very simple topic. Second one is coaxial cable. So now, similar to the twisted pair cable, this is another kind of the guided medium. So you can see also what is the coaxial cable. Anyone has any idea of the coaxial cable that you have seen in your daily life? In the electronic experiments, we have generally used the coaxial cables. If you have remember, in the practical of EDC or OPAM, we have used the CRO probes. These are the example of the coaxial cable that we are using a BNC cables. What is a BNC? Bannert, Neal, Coulson cable are using there. So see what is the coaxial cable in detail. Coaxial cable, or simply it is called as a coax, carries the signal of higher frequency ranges than those in the twisted pair cable, in part because of the two media are constructed quite differently. So if you have to be see further, instead of having the two wires, coaxial cable has the central core conductor of the solid or the stranded wire. Here also we are using it is as a core as a copper, enclosed in an insulating sheath, which is in turn encased in outer conductor of metal foil or braid, or a combination of two. So if you have to be see, outer metallic wrapping serves both as shield against the noise as well as the second conductor, which completes the circuit. For completion of circuit, we have to record one main wire and another is the ground signal or reference signal. So here the internal core wire is used to carry the signal from sender to receiver side, but at the outer metallic wrapping, it would be act as a second conductor. So this outer wrapping would be having the two functions. First, it would be act as a second conductor, that is the reference signal or the ground signal, and otherwise it would be also protect the against the noise. So this outer conductor is also enclosed in an insulating sheath. The whole cable is protected by a plastic cover. So you can see the idea would be more clear from this diagram. And now you are visualizing that where you have used this coaxial cable. So this is the, if you have to be seen the diagram, this is your copper wire or inner conductor. Okay, generally used in the BNC cable, or you can say CRO probes. Then we have to be moved to the next layer. So there is a plastic insulation over this particular copper wire, and then the next level is metal braid or metal sheet that would be act as the outer conductor. So this would be act as a main, and this would be act as a ground signal. And after this next level is again there is a plastic insulation over this metallic shield, and whole wire has been wrapped with the final and outermost plastic cover. Okay, this is a black color wire in the CRO probe. We have seen that. So this is the way that the structure. This is the structure of the coaxial cable. So that much of the protection that it is more better noise immunity as compared to the twisted pair cable. Okay. So where we are generally using the coaxial cables, you have to be see in the experiment also, the electronics as a CRO probe. Otherwise, this, anyone has any idea? Anyone has any idea where we are using this as? In the television distribution, means cables, whatever you are using, a Tata Sky or Dish TV or some other means of the satellite television, there the wire are used as the coaxial cables. Or now
digital audio.
Yeah.
In digital audio.
In digital
audio, coaxial cable is used.
Audio system. No? Okay. So these are the areas where we can use, or either use the long distance television transmission or telephone transmission. Also, we have used the coaxial. Now we have to see the third kind of the media. You can see that is called the fiber optic cable. So it is very much simple way of communication. In the first two, we have seen that the communication is done by means of the metallic cable, but here the light is responsible for the transmission. Okay. Now let us see little bit introduction of the fiber optic cable. What is the fiber optic? First, fiber optic cable is made of the glass or plastic and transmit signals in the form of the light that we have already know. To understand the optical fiber communication, we have to first need to express certain aspect of the nature of light. That is the concept of the refraction and reflection we have to be know. Then and then only we can understood what is the fiber optic communication. Light travels in a straight line as long as it is moving through a single uniform substance. All of you know this property of the light? Light would be travel in a single straight line as long as it is moving through a single uniform substance. Means, for example, if light is traveling in the air, so it would be move in the straight line. If it is moving in the water only, then also it is moving in the straight line until the media would be not changed. Means if it is moving from the water to air or air to water, then the refraction would be there. So the density of the media should be same. Then it would be move in the straight line. But if the ray of light traveling through one substance suddenly enters the another substance of different density, the ray changes the direction. So you can see from this diagram also, there are the three diagrams I have shown in the PPT. First one, the condition is that incidence angle or angle of incidence L, it is the C. If the angle of incidence, sorry, capital I we have used, the angle of incidence capital I is less than the critical angle, the ray refracts and move closer to the surface. This is the first example. You can see in the diagram. Here the angle of incidence is less than critical angle, so refraction happens. See, it is more dense medium, either maybe a glass or a water. Okay, and the ray is coming from this, and this is the reason where it would be changing its area, its media, means from one substance to the other substance. It is now enter into the air media, from the more dense media to less dense media. So because of that, what happens? This ray would be lost its path and it would be bent little bit, or you can say it is a refraction happens. So whenever the light is moved from the more dense media to less dense media, and the angle of incidence of that interference, then there it would be refraction occurs. Second case is that the similar kind of the two different substances has taken, but here angle of incidence is equal to the critical angle. Then this is the maximum value of refraction occurs, means it would be bent by the 90 degree. This is the maximum refraction could be occur in any case. You can see what I have shown in the diagram. If the angle of incidence is equal to critical angle, light bends along the interface. So it is very much clear from the diagram also. But what happens if the angle is greater than the critical angle? The ray reflects and travel again in the denser substance. You can see from this diagram, it is very much clear. The third case, if the angle of incidence in the interface is greater than the critical angle, then what happens? This ray would be, instead of refraction, there is a reflection occurs, and it would again enter to the same more denser substance. Instead of going to the less dense substance, it would be back to the more dense substance. So this is the physics applied when the angle of incidence would be either less than, equal to, or greater than the critical angle, and it is light ray is moving from more denser media to the less denser media. So now the question arises that what is the critical angle? Anyone has any idea regarding the critical angle? Anyone? Anyone has any idea regarding the critical angle? Please reply, those who know the answer. You have learned this concept on your 12th. Now I have also shared the attendance. See, what is the critical angle? The angle of incidence beyond which the ray of light passing through a denser medium to the surface of less dense medium are no longer refracted but totally reflected. This angle would be considered as a critical angle. So whenever a light ray is moving from more denser media to the less dense media, and angle of incidence is such that your light rays would be, instead of refraction would be, there is a totally internal reflection would be there, that is called the critical angle. Okay. Now we have to see the optical fibers use a reflection to guide the light through the channel. So we see in the next slide how it would be happen. A glass or a plastic core is surrounded by a cladding of less dense glass or plastic, and the difference in the density of the two materials must be such that the beam of light moving through the core is reflected off the cladding instead of being reflected into it. This is the main concept behind, or this is the main principle how the light would be moving inside the optical fiber. And now if you have to see the current technology of the optical fiber, it would be support two modes, multi-mode and single mode. So this is the internal structure of the optical fiber. So this is the light generating device, maybe a LED or maybe a laser, and this is the receiver other end. Okay, and now you have to see the middle one, the sky blue color, it is called the core, and across the core there you have to see above and below there is a cladding. So core is made up from either a plastic or some other materials, and cladding also made by the plastic, but the difference is that their density levels. Okay, the core is having more density as compared to the cladding, and this is the cross-sectional view. Actually it is cylindrical in shape. So when in such case, when the light would be incident on the core with the angle of critical angle, so instead of light moving from core to the cladding side, it would be internally reflected, and due to this reflection, whatever the length of the wire, by using the total principle of total internal reflection and without loss of any signal, it would be reached to the receiver end. So it is the most best guided media among all of these three, because loss is very less or negligible. Now you can see the classification of the optical fiber. There I have got, there are two modes, multi-mode and single mode, and multi-mode further classified as a step index, graded index. So what is the multi-mode? We have to see the definition. Multi-mode is so named because multiple beams from a light source move through the core in the different paths. How these beams move within the cable depend on the structure of the core. So at a time, multiple beams can be travel through the core in the different paths. That is called the multi-mode optical fiber. And another one is a single mode, means single mode uses the step index fiber and highly focused source of light that limits the beam of small range of angles, all close to the horizontal. So in the case of single mode transmission, it is more focused beam as compared to the multi-mode. Next diagram you would be clear the idea whatever I told you that. So these are the three cases. This is the first one is the step index multi-mode, second one is the graded index multi-mode, and last one is the single mode. So you can see that in the single mode communication there is a more focused light, because the light would be always in parallel to the horizontal line, or it would be in across this particular core. There is no reflection or refraction, so it would be directly reach to the from sender to receiver without any reflection. But in the case of multi-mode, as at the same time we have to be transmitting the multiple signals or light waves at the same time. So there would be all the light waves would be cover different paths, and using the concept of the total internal reflection, it would be reached to the destination side. And similarly in the graded index, step index means that we have to be used throughout the core, length of the core, similar dense material is used for the core. But in the graded index, we have to be used different grading of the core materials. Means the density would be changes along the length of the core. That's why it is called a graded index. So these are the three different way that the light would be propagated in the optical fiber. So in detail, you have to be go through your reference books. That is very important concept. I've just given you the little bit idea of this. So these are the 3 guided media examples. Okay. Now I think that time is very less. So in the next lecture, we would go for the unguided media. Thank you, and fill the attendance, please. Thanks.
सर आज प्रैक्टिकल सेक्शंस होने वाले हैं क्या?
आज तो इसका प्रैक्टिकल नहीं है ना, डीसी का प्रैक्टिकल